Welcome to LFN News, a production of LFN Media, bringing you the latest in celebrity news, with specific analysis to keep you in the know of what is going on around you. No one ever expects their life in prison to be a bed of roses, but when you are wrongly incarcerated, every misfortune on the inside is a painful reminder of the good life you left on the outside, and a daunting realization of how you've been wrongly stripped of your freedom. Such is the case of R. Kelly, who, following a well-orchestrated ploy to fully ruin his career, found himself doing an unfair 30 years in the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago, though this will resultantly be appealed and overturned. Everything about R. Kelly's time on the inside seems unrealistically unfortunate, with misfortune after misfortune being the order of the day. From suffering from the Rona twice, being diagnosed with diabetes and PTSD, being attacked by an inmate, to having a total of 2 surgeries while in there, since he was arrested in July 2019 in Chicago by NYPD detectives and Homeland Security officers. In fact, R. Kelly has lost much more than just his freedom, career and money, and has also seen his health greatly compromised while in prison. For a man that is being convicted for the 3-letter word, this is most definitely a very high cost to pay. R. Kelly was jailed in the midst of the raging pandemic that had an especially hard toll on prisoners. Experts argue that the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago is a specifically very tough place to spend time because it's a small facility to begin with, and it doesn't quite offer a lot in its nature of programming for the inmates. R. Kelly is only allowed out of his 8x10, 2-person cell for a few hours a day to check his email, talk to his lawyers, make phone calls, shower and eat. With him being locked up in his cell for 22 hours a day or more, and having to eat the same bland prison food daily, only augmenting his diet with overpriced additional items from the commissary, you can't expect his health to be left unaffected. It's no cup of tea for anyone to have 2 surgeries in under 2 years, irrespective of where they are having them, but having them in prison is the ultimate test of one's resilience. In September 2019, R. Kelly's lawyer, attorney Steve Greenberg, cited R. Kelly's health challenges in prison, revealing that Kelly had numbness in his hand and an untreated hernia, in a filing pointing out his health issues which needed to be addressed and for which he was then not receiving adequate medical care. R. Kelly went on to have a surgery on his foot to treat an infection that saw the doctors remove his toenail, making him need a walking boot.
So Mr. Kelly had an infection in his foot. They had to pull off his toenail to treat it, and he's in a walking boot because of that. He didn't want to come today because in the process, when you're handcuffed to other inmates and so forth, someone could step on your foot. They step on your foot and your toenail's been pulled off. It could be quite painful. Which toenail? We're working with the Marshal Service, and they've been very helpful. They're saying that his health concerns get addressed. Nothing is life-threatening or anything like that, but there are things that if you were free, if you were out on bond like he should be, you'd be able to see a doctor and you'd be able to have the things addressed. He hasn't been convicted of anything. He should be able to get adequate health care.
Later on in January 2020, he yet again underwent another surgery caused from pains to the gut and the groin, resulting in hernia surgery and dealing with some stomach issues. He was transported to a nearby hospital where doctors performed emergency surgery to repair a hernia, and was transported back to the Metropolitan Correctional Center right after the procedure, while still in great pain. Ideally, any abdominal hernia repairs require up to a 2-day hospital stay due to the internal stitches and healing that is required. But instead, Kelly was returned in no more than 28 hours and was merely pumped with painkillers. Having had 3 major stomach incisions that were not even allowed time to heal, R. Kelly was left limping for days after his second surgery in the Metropolitan Correctional Center. He also wasn't allowed to have any visitors at the hospital, at a time when anyone would wish to have the loving support of their family and friends. Strange. We've seen numerous celebrity inmates given special treatment in prison. Why not R. Kelly? Why is the government so hell-bent on making his life a living hell? One can't help but wonder. Lil Wayne, for instance, has a very different story to tell of his time in jail. For his 2007 firearms charges, Artist Lil Wayne received a 1-year prison term in 2010. But even before entering prison, Lil Wayne was already lavished with attention. Due to a planned dental surgery, his sentencing was actually delayed by a month. He was put in a posh, high-class area once he was admitted to the Rikers Island to keep him apart from the other inmates. He basically had a private cell with an exterior window. Lil Wayne was allowed to prepare his personal meals, watch television and had many other luxuries that regular inmates knew nothing of. He went on to become an Uno champion, and described his 8 months behind bars as not that difficult at all. Another well-publicized case of special treatment involved millionaire socialite Paris Hilton. She was put on house arrest in June 2007 after serving only 3 days of a 45-day sentence for driving with a suspended license while on probation for 3 years for reckless driving. Despite the fact that the jail could reportedly house non-celebrity inmates with medical concerns, Los Angeles County Sheriff Lee Baca ordered her early release owing to an unidentified medical condition. In fact, according to the Office of Independent Review, the department seldom releases someone from jail early due to medical reasons, but somehow, Paris Hilton became an exception owing to her status. Of course, every R. Kelly fan now appreciates the fact that whoever is behind R. Kelly's downfall is someone really powerful, and thus, he has had to endure the troubles of prison like any other regular prisoner, despite his celebrity status and health issues. Michelle says, "We have seen many celebrities end up in jail, but they have always been treated as celebrities, allowing them specific privileges that are meant to make their life much easier while under incarceration. But no such thing has been done for R. Kelly. It is evident that the government is just interested in frustrating the R&B king as much as they possibly can and have him lose everything he has to his name." Katrina says, "It does not take a rocket scientist to see that R. Kelly is being unjustly treated behind bars, despite his ill health. For such a celebrity to have to go through 2 surgeries in the worst possible conditions, and not even be allowed time to heal, leave alone a chance to have visitors, is indeed appalling. Justice for R. Kelly." That's all we had for you today. Please let us know in the comments section below why you think the government has not made any effort to make Kelly's life in prison less antagonizing. We value your honest opinion. Thank you for watching LFN News, a production of LFN Media, giving you another view of issues at hand. To get notified whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now and hit the notification icon, and remember to give us your comment on the subject matter below.